I cannot tell if the day is ending with a world, or if the secret of secrets is inside me again. Anna Akhmatova. A lot can get in the way of acknowledging beauty, simply signs of how good life can be. Recontextualizing a sunset as a sign of God's light, in a way, takes away from the natural beauty of it. So too does comparing it to digitally altered images, or as I often think, man, the world has such wonderful shader graphics. Not even the welcoming dusty oranges of Fallout New Vegas or Skyrim compare. John Green in this chapter looks at a sunset, tasked with rating it on a 5-star scale, and notes, first, it was photoshopped. Now it's divine, and neither of these ways of looking at a sunset will suffice. E. E. Cummings has a poem for this. Who are you, little eye, 5 or 6 years old, peering from some high window at the gold of November sunset and feeling that if day has to become night, this is a beautiful way. It's a good poem, as Green notes, but it only works because Cummings situates the observation in childhood when one is presumably too innocent to have yet realized how lame it is to write about sunsets. But it isn't lame. To be sincere and vulnerable is a virtue, but virtues are not come upon easily. John Green was scared to write this chapter down. I was scared to make this video to express any appreciation for the beauty of a sunset in an inherently vulnerable, genuine way. But how could I appreciate a sunset when the horrors of the world are so close at hand? I recorded this sunset last night when I suspected but did not know this decision was coming. A fresh horror to add to the pile. Is there still beauty and hope in that sunset in future ones? I'm scared to even write that down. I'm scared to make videos to both expose a sincere belief or, worse yet, put on a false mask. As Green puts this fear, I know that if I'm hit where I am earnest, I will never recover. But we have to recover because we are going to get hit. If we're going to express ourselves, our values, and otherwise, honestly, we're going to be hit. By individuals, systems, our own self-doubt, or all three. As Green says, and I agree, it can sometimes feel like loving the beauty that surrounds us is somehow disrespectful to the many horrors that also surround us. But Alex Soth once said, to me the most beautiful thing is vulnerability, and Green adds on, I would go a step further and argue that you cannot see the beauty which is enough unless you make yourself vulnerable to it. And I will take this one step further than that in light of today. You cannot confront the horrors of the world with a complete absence of hope, of determination, of knowing that perfect things can exist in an imperfect world. But Green put it better, looking at a sunset, as I would encourage anyone to do. This doesn't look like a picture, and it doesn't look like a god. It is a sunset, and it is beautiful, and this whole thing you've been doing where nothing gets 5 stars because nothing is perfect, that's bullshit. So much is perfect. Starting with this. I give sunsets 5 stars. So do I, John. So do I.